Having a voltmeter on your quad bike is really handy. Here's a bit of a recap how I've done it in the past.
The switch is working, the voltmeter is working. I have mounted the little ignition box up in my milling machine, milled this hole in the end of it with this little 3mm end mill. The aim is to install a little voltmeter that I bought from Banggood for $6. That hole currently will be 23mm hole, needs to come out to 29mm.
The voltmeter is wired to the neutral light. The pins are removed from the blue connector and the insulation slid back. The positive wire is connected to the red and orange. The negative wire is connected to the blue and black. The insulation is slid back over the joins. The insulation is cable tied off to the white block. The small spade terminals are refitted to the blue connector. The white block can then be refitted to the main housing. With the voltmeter removed, the key switch can be fitted to the main housing. The positive and negative spade terminals can pass through the voltmeter nut and out through the side of the housing. The spade terminals need heat shrink and then bent at right angles to fit. The voltmeter is inserted and the nut tightened to secure it. There's not a lot of room for the voltmeter cables, but with careful manipulation they can be made fit and will work adequately. The key switch harness and the neutral harness are now positioned where they normally go in the original housing. They are passed through the hole in the metal mounting bracket and then fed through the lower plastic housing, and then the 4 original screws are fitted to button it up. The ignition box is then reassembled on the bike. The 2 harnesses are fed down through the headstock, the blue and green connectors plugged in, and the single bullet connector.
That's the little voltmeter fitted. It's motor's running obviously, and it's charging at 13.3 volts, 13.5 volts. If I shut the motor off using the kill switch here, that battery voltage is dropping back. It was just 11 point something when I first plugged it in, as the bike hasn't been run for a little while. It's already come up to about 12 volts, it appears. Turn this run switch on again, press the start button. This particular voltmeter has an on-off switch on it here. I'll press that. I think it's just a, must have a light sensitive resistor or something behind it, because you put your finger over it. In fact, it's changed it changed the display then. 6.2%, I'm not, or 62, 61%. I think I'll press that again. 12 volts. It may be trying to indicate the level of battery charge capacity or something. It's a feature on this little voltmeter that wasn't on the others, even though they were all about $6. So yeah, not exactly sure. That showing 59% of something. I'll start it again. Not exactly sure what that's doing, but I'll shut the ignition off. You can see that neutral light's on. This only works when the neutral light's on, because it's only when the neutral light is on is that the box here gets a ground from the neutral switch. Otherwise there's no grounds going up to that box. Anyway, that's a successful fit up. You can see the amount of stuff I've had to take off the bike to get to that, mainly to get to that connector down in here where they plug into. You've got to take all the front plastics off, and to get the front plastics off you've got to take the speedo and things off, and got to muck around with the front guards, and you've got to take the seat off, front rack off. So a bit of time spent making that work. This is a very useful, simple modification for diagnosing problems on your quad bike. Get out to your shed and have some fun.